They have understood the assignment, and so they will take us through this conversation of fashion. And you know, we really want to understand where fashion is at, that is in the Kenyan industry or in Kenya, and so we're talking about the fashion industry. It's a very, very important conversation because many of us are now getting into this space. But the most unfortunate thing is that sometimes you want to get into this space without proper background, you know, understanding, without your research and everything. And so sometimes when you have those moments where you get the gurus, those ones who understand fashion, those ones who are in it, those ones that eat, live fashion, you know, speaking to us and telling us what fashion is all about, I think then you have a good ground to begin from. What's even getting us to have this conversation is the event, the biggest fashion event in Kenya that is on, you know, its way, or so to speak, starting today. And so I won't get much into telling you what it's all about because we already have them here so that they can speak about this, and then bit by bit we get into that space of understanding where fashion is at in the Kenyan industry or in the Kenyan space. And so we are delighted to have none other than Apondi Eve, who's a TV presenter as well as a model. She's the one who's kept us waiting, doing the makeup and looking the part. It's a pleasure to have you, Evelyn.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
How have you been?
To be here, so I think this is the best time.
This is the best time.
Prepared, and yeah, I'm delighted. And
We are appreciative.
To have a very, very amazing show, and hosted by you, Linda Alela.
Oh,
it
yes.
has always been my dream. So it's a dream.
I have never
true.
hosted you before.
No, you haven't.
Are you kidding
So
me?
this is the first
All this
time.
while you've been in the space of...
Imagine.
Okay, well, this is a first, and I think it's an amazing one. Eve is not just a presenter and a model. Eve is a friend, and so I'm surprised that I've never hosted you with all these things that you do. But yes, there's always time for everything, and I think this is the time.
I'm here.
Karibu sana, how's everything?
Asante. Everything is okay. My babies are okay. Amora and Adora. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
a mom of twins.
Yes,
and
Amora and Adora.
yeah, they're also taking, you know, they're taking charge of this fashion industry. So very soon,
At the very tiny
yes,
and tender
very
age.
soon you'll be hosting them here.
I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I am looking for. Oh, they are pretty much of fashionistas, and I'm glad that you're taking them in that line. So that means fashion is good, just that you need to understand it well. Before we get into depth of the same, Eve, we have Atman Ng'ao.
Sure.
Atman Ng'ao also is one of the kings when it comes to the question of fashion industry, and especially when we're talking about the Kenya Fashion Awards. So he is the director. It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure as well, Linda.
Kindly say hi to the people.
Sure. Thank you very much, Linda, and pleasure to have TV47 hosting us this day.
Yeah.
And yeah, pleasure, and I'm happy to be here today.
Karibu sana. And you know, we start from that space of understanding, first of all, Kenya Fashion Awards. What comes our way this year? At what point did we have the same last year? Just where are we?
Well, before we get to go there, let me get to expound more about Kenya Fashion Awards. What's about Kenya Fashion Awards?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Kenya Fashion Awards is a most awarded fashion event. It's one of the best events in Kenya. And our sense is to search for fashion talents in modeling, in designing, in photography, in styling, in all sectors in fashion.
All right. So fashion is big. Fashion
is
large.
dynamic.
Fashion is not
Fashion,
just
yes.
the attire.
Yes, yes.
It's not just the model.
Yeah, fashion is dynamic, and the sense of Kenya Fashion was to bring these brands out and to bring the awareness that fashion can be business, well meant.
How many years since inception?
Well, we are celebrating on this is our 7th edition.
Amazing.
Well, it's all that COVID-19 has taken us aback a bit. Yeah. We could have been celebrating our 9th year. Oh. But for the last 2 years, 3 years actually, because 2019, 2020, 2021.
But 2019 wasn't so bad in
It wasn't so bad in
yeah.
time, but we had some
challenges here and there.
So we did get to
and then 2020 and then 2021.
Exactly.
Oh, the people must be excited and waiting.
Sure. Actually, we are so excited, and people are waiting for this to happen. And yeah, we are looking forward to celebrate our fashionistas.
You see, the reason why I asked you where she's been, I think it's because then for a while I've not heard so much about her in terms of fashion.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe that's the reason why she's not been very active in terms of it. But we're glad that she's back, and I know motherhood again can also get you to a space where you do not do this. So maybe that's the reason why she's not invited me for this Kenya Fashion Awards. 3 cool years.
Yeah.
3 cool years. Must have been a long break, and you're looking forward to this as well.
Exactly, because you see, COVID came and it changed everything. Because you see, back then, before COVID, you could see very many fashion events taking place, and people dress up, go to these fashion events, and look the part, and at least we could appreciate fashion industry in Kenya. But you see, after COVID, everything had to be on a standstill, and up to now I am grateful that Kenya Fashion Awards is back, and that's where I built my foundation as a model, and that's where they raised me as a model. I started there, and that was in 2014, where I attended the classes. You see, for you to when I was young, people used to tell me that if you're a model, you should consider venturing into the modeling industry when you grow up. And I loved modeling. I loved dressing up as a kid, putting clothes together and making sure that I look good. And it's so evident.
Yeah, it is clear. It is evident. I agree,
so after that, of course, in my primary years, people will call me model, and students will call me model. In college, people call me model. At my workplace, people call me model. So I said, why not? Let me venture into this as well, and let see what this space has to offer. So I joined Kenya Fashion Awards, and they trained me. Yes, I had that, natural catwalk, but you see, you need some training in every, in every thing that you want to do. Of course, you need some training, you need some someone to hold your hand. So I joined Kenya Fashion Awards, and they trained me. And luckily enough, I was awarded the Female Model of the Year 2015. I was in classes 2014. Then I eventually went into the competition, and I won. And it was very tough because in 2015, that is in February, the event was in August, the competition. So in February, I got an accident, and I got a fracture in my right foot. And that one at some point could deter me from continuing to do the training. You remember Atman? So they were like, no, Eve, you need to take a break. You'll join the other class of 2016. I was like, no, I've been training all that. And I was in my workplace, so I would look for time and go for training Saturdays and Sundays. So I was like, this foot, you have to give me this this space. I have to continue with my training. And I did that, and I won. I was awarded the Female Model of the Year 2015.
Nice.
Yes.
So that's really is amazing, and a nice
Yes,
story
it has
right
been a
there.
journey.
And I appreciate the fact that you say it's not just looking the part.
Sure.
I will tell you for free that I have had this thing for the longest of time. You can be a model, you can be a model. Pretty because maybe they thought I am slightly tall. Well, Eve is way taller than me. You think you're a model until you meet models, and then you realize that actually you're not a model, and you were skinny. And so they think it's just getting into that, and because you look the part, that's just it. But from what Eve says, there's a lot of training, there's a lot to learn. I mean, if we would speak to those ones that would want to venture into modeling today, what is this one thing that you tell them?
Well, modeling, first and foremost, it's a lifestyle. And you are driven by the passion. And you see, you can be short, but the passion can take you.
Okay.
Sure, we, just to take you the process, modeling is not just the looks. There's so much to learn about modeling, and as well, what we train in our academy is general modeling as a professional. We train our models to international level, in international level. So we have types of model. That's what we train. We have different types of models. That's what we train. We train our models about etiquette. We train our models about the high fashion runway. We train our models about how to take care of themselves, self-awareness. These are things that generally we train them and get to feed them in the international fashion level. We have a good product from Kenya Fashion Wonderland Modeling Academy.
Clearly,
yes,
appreciate. And I'd love to understand this, just exactly what is the Kenya Fashion Awards, because then one would want to think it's just a one-time thing, say yearly, the awards, and that's just it. But it looks like, it's an activity that goes on and incorporates a lot in the world of fashion. Get us to understand that. Yeah,
actually we have a calendar. It's like a whole year calendar for this. And first in January, we always have because we work with different sectors in the fashion industry. We work with students, fashion students who are training who are pursuing their degrees in fashion, colleges and universities. We have their call, that's our first application, January, February, March. We have an event we call Next Gen Fashion Weekend. These are platforms for students.
Okay.
So January, March, it's application to be part of the activity. As well, we have new calls for new faces for that year. May, we always have the application for upcoming designers.
All right.
There's another also
Space of fashion.
space of fashion.
Yeah.
June, we have the nomination month. People get to nominate. Public nomination for the established categories for the Kenya to be awarded now in that year. July, we have the preparations. We give the students the challenge that they are going to pursue for the student competition. And in August now, we normally have the Next Gen Fashion Week.
What we have this time around is Next Gen. That is coming up.
That's coming tomorrow.
Okay,
It's starting tomorrow.
All right.
Tomorrow on 17th. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. So what to expect when we're talking about, yes, the Next Gen event and also the question of nominations, because I've taken part in some of this and sometimes it can really be complicated and lots of complaints.
Yes.
You know, people don't quite get the whole gist.
Well, you know, it's only that we do so many things that people get mixed up in the process. But the thing is, the nomination that I'm talking about is for the established categories. Okay. Because we have to prepare them, we have to shortlist them, we have to go through their work, what they're doing on their social platforms. We visit them on their workshops and their shops and all that, all their office, the way they practice their discipline. So it's a thing that really people need to understand. It's a process. The nomination. Now, from the nomination, we get the main people who are now being listed to be put on the website for voting. Yeah, and our nominees, established one, they are voted online through our website.
Right.
Yes.
Well, we'll be coming back to that to understand some more and what to expect for this year's Next Gen competition. Next Gen
now, just to cut you short, Next Gen is now for the upcoming, it's next generation. That's men. So we have kids in this. We have little stars, models. The way Eve was talking about bringing the little twins on board to be part of the little stars. So we have them getting to categorize the runway for Next Gen. We have students. We have upcoming models as well. Those are new faces for this year. So they are the challenge we are having tomorrow. All right. And we give them that platform to experience. It's like a gateway to the fashion world. Yeah.
We'll definitely show up to experience the same. Eve,
yes.
So just how much is in the space of modeling? For that one person who'd say that I want to choose modeling as a career. I want to choose fashion as a career. I want to get into the space of making, ankaras, kitenges, stuff that is fashionable. Just what is in this space?
Okay, first I'll start by saying I always have this mantra that I say it's not how you see it, it's simply how you dress it. For instance, these pants that I'm wearing, I might be selling them at 500 shillings, or even 100, and you'll see it like someone will not understand the fashion in it. It is rugged, others will call it torn, but it is not how you see it, simply how you dress it. So how you will take that piece of cloth and put it in your body and dress it up in your body or on your body will really show how you stand up and how you feel comfortable in whatever you dress. Provided you feel comfortable in whatever you dress in, then it will make you stand out. So getting into this fashion industry, it's all about passion. You can't be forced. There are people who are forced to do some other things, and we'll see our generation maybe back then, when you want to choose to do a certain career, your parent will not allow you to do that. And modeling was a career that was not even entertained in any family setup. But I was so lucky that my parents, my late dad and my mom as well, they supported me. And they supported me because I showed interest in modeling and in TV presenting and all that. So if you get a parent who can support your dream and to help you realize your dream, and to help you see that you have actually done whatever you wanted to do. Then with that, you will make money out of it. There are models who are making money.
You know, I'll cut it short from that point, and I'll come once. I mean, I'll definitely want to understand how do I make money. I receive phone calls from young kids, and they're asking me, I want to get into the media industry. How do I go about it? How do I make money and all that? So it's one thing to say that you can make money out of this. It's another to understand just how. So allow us to take a short break, and then we'll come back to understand just how.
The home of untold stories. Disability is not only limited to physical disorder, but also mental issue. From depression,
I was under depression for like 2 years.
Bipolar.
Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder.
And even suicidal thoughts.
When I was just about to hang myself, a certain voice just talked to me, and I believe that was God. I tried suicide more than 6 times.
Beyond the Limit has gone beyond its limit to find answers so as to help everyone go through life with ease. Join Muthoni Maina every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Starting this September at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, The Realtor brings it all to perspective. We identify a property, discuss and demonstrate the journey towards ownership.
Professionals who have integrity, and from their catalog you can easily read that these are professionals who are able to deliver.
Everywhere you go, you have to up your games, you have to go with the trends.
Not forgetting the margins as well as the risks that come along.
The runaway prices of the land. We are saying that it's something that we can never go without mentioning. Any developer will not go without mentioning the price of land.
Don't miss out. Do you want the latest news on farming? We've got the WikiLeaks for you. Get it? No? Well, okay. Every week, we give you insights on different farms, from crop farming to animal keeping.
They're very hardy insects, yeah? The larvae is a very hardy insect.
We look forward to having an optimum production in maybe about 5 years. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we plant every week and we harvest every week.
Join Violet Njoki every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as we skooma the wiki.
It's not all the time you have to read your farm. Sometimes it's of benefit.
It's all about Kenya's language of fashion, and with me in studio, Apondi Eve, TV presenter as well as a model, and we also have the director of Kenya Fashion Awards, and none other than Atman Ng'ao, as we get to understand just what is in this space of fashion and those ones that would be interested in it. People would argue that fashion is overrated. Others would say it's underrated. Others would say we're not getting it right. You would get, lots of bashing the moment you get into this space, and so much so. But as Eve would say, there's so much to learn. There's so much to get. There's so much to earn. True. The moment you venture into this. Speak to those ones that would love to get into the world of fashion. Those ones that are in the world of fashion and perhaps do not have an idea or how to go about it to make sure that you earn a living, because you also don't just want to look good. For the sake of looking good. If people are making money out of this, if the Naomi Campbells of today are making money, if you come to the country and there are those ones that are really doing good, it's only fair that as well, when you get into this space, you get the benefits of the same. So what are some of these things that one can now get into and, penetrate in the space of modeling and above everything, fashion, to earn a living?
Okay, so one of the things that one is supposed to understand is in this life, truly nothing comes easy. You have to sweat, you have to go in the outside outward space and look for what you want. So just like any other profession, when it comes to modeling, you have to go for auditions. And if you're lucky enough, maybe you're walking in town and you're strutting on the streets, like in town or in your heels, and you get spotted. So there are few models who have been spotted walking in the streets, and they book their jobs just as easy as that. But you see, for others, like for my case, I had to go for training, even though I still am a natural catwalker, but I still had to go for training.
Yeah.
So you need to go for these auditions, because there are a lot of auditions that you get out there. So when you go for these auditions, of course, you know, when you meet the clients will, okay, it depends on what the client wants. The client can look at your body and will not like your body, but will like your face.
Right.
And some other client will like your face, depending on whatever thing the client is looking at.
So in this case, when you're talking about clients, you mean perhaps those ones that would want to sell their products, those ones that would want to sell what, you know, their face, their brand and all that?
Exactly. So, for example, like, let me use, for instance, Kenya Fashion Awards is the client, and they want models to showcase during the gala, right? They have, yes, their student models, but they still want some other models that will also be showcasing during the gala night, right? So they'll call for auditions to pick the best. So maybe they will like your face, maybe your height, maybe your skin tone, and yeah, so you have to go for these auditions. That was my point. You have to go for these auditions so that you can get the cut. Yeah, and when you go for these auditions, of course, there's rejection. I've been rejected a lot of times.
And we had breaking, right?
Yeah, it feels very demoralizing, and you feel like, why am I even doing this? Because maybe just one client rejected you. But you know, being rejected by one person, it's not the end of the game. You have to keep pushing. And since I joined Kenya Fashion Awards, I've done quite a number of shows. And from KFA, that's when I got picked, and someone would refer me, Apondi Eve is a good model. She has a nice walk, and she has a nice pose. So that's how I got to book my other jobs. And like I said before, it's really paying. It's really paying. And yeah, at least I got some money when I was doing modeling. I only took a break in 2018 when I got my trainees.
So you're back.
I'm back.
With a bang. We're looking forward to see more of you and the billboards and all that. Atman, you know, very, very important that we get it from that aspect of a professional. You know? And also the person who handles these models and the person who handles these other, you know, categories that would fall under the world of fashion. Can you speak to them this morning and tell them some of the things, some of the challenges that they would get to face, but what it is that they need to do to make sure that they put up a fight to soldier on, and some of the benefits that come along with this? I mean, why all these years?
Yes, I get your point. The thing is, you know, modeling is a career. And as I mentioned, it's a lifestyle. And being a career, you know, also need to have commitment, and you have to commit yourself to it as a career. So mostly what we train our models is actually 360 as pertains to modeling. Etiquette, this one thing, how to handle yourself and your body, your appearance, as well as how strong is you when you get to present yourself to a client. Those are things that also we train them in different types of models as well. Are you a high fashion model? We take you to the runway. We train you to really high fashion. Just through experience, as she has mentioned, we have high fashion models during Milan Fashion Week from our academy. We have Nasanyai. She's from our academy.
Oh, nice.
Yes, she's from our academy.
Right.
We're happy and proud of her doing big brands in Europe. We have Olive Sang. She's one of the best models from our academy. She's in South Africa right now, doing big billboards in South Africa. We have Miriam. She's in Seoul, doing Seoul Fashion Week. We have our models. We have Eriko. She's one of the best models in South Africa. So all from this academy. And it's all about the discipline, what we train them, are they getting it, and to present them to the world of fashion. Yes.
Well, KFA seems to have really penetrated this fashion industry. Perhaps to get us to understand, and I know you've mentioned a bit of KFA's story, but maybe a bit going into depth of the same, and why there's always this launch every year.
thing about the launch is we are having new nominees every year and new faces every year. So it's during this launch that we unveil these new faces, new nominees in the industry, so that they can now be brought up. Because we are actually basically we bring brands out. So it's a matter of bring these brands out and give them what is necessary and the platform to experience what they've been doing, and at the end to award them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So, if we come back to you, why would you want to take your little kids to fashion this early? Because you think they're going to be as tall as you are, or just why?
Okay, you see, a very interesting thing about kids, just like your cute son TJ, you see, when kids are growing up, you can really tell what they love.
Fascinates them, yeah.
When you want them to take a shower and you've already put the clothes there, and maybe it's what is it called, romper?
Yes.
Sabaridi.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'll not want that. So when you give them the opportunity to
they would not want to
whatever
have,
they want, exactly,
okay.
whatever they want to wear, because you see that romper, itafunika from head to toe.
Yeah.
So if you give them a chance to choose what they want to wear, you
and
will see, and you'll be surprised. Yes, maybe they'll go for this princess look, or maybe they'll go for this booty shorts, or maybe a crop top, or maybe a denim. Yeah. So you'll get from that these kids are really into fashion. So, and you at some point they even call me model.
Oh, they call you model.
Funny enough, yeah. Funny enough, they call me model.
Nice.
So we'll create a runway, and I do like we start the runway with them, and they love it. So I tell them, okay, now walk, pose, they turn, and they do the funny walk, because of course they're learning. So that's how you tell a kid is really interested in something. So my twinnies, the one and the daughter, really, you will see them very soon.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. And that means also you're doing a great job. And I'd love to understand, also in this space of the academy, just how far do you go in terms of making sure that you realize that this is actually talent, and go that extra mile, first of all, to source them jobs, to source them opportunities, these opportunities that you speak about, because I mean, in this space of, say, even advertising, it's not easy to go just out there and get advertising. Most of the times I'm told they go for the agents and the modeling entities to get the best, the finest, depending on what it is that a client wants, as Eve says. So how far do you go in terms of making sure that those ones that are, enrolled with KFA, then they can be guaranteed of a better space in terms of modeling and in terms of fashion as they grow?
Well, what we focus on mostly is to give them the best training, so that when they go meet the client, they got the qualities that outsmarting the rest. And that's what actually triggers most of the agents to go for our models, because they are really trained, and that's why you find our models out there and making it.
All right. Okay, that's amazing. And so what to expect in this typical weekend of Next Gen?
Well, it's exciting because we have very many creatives in our universities and colleges, and the platform for them to experience the world of fashion. It's like the gateway to the fashion world. They are so creative. The runway is going to be hot tomorrow morning. I mean, tomorrow from 5 p.m. it's going to kick out.
All the way to 9,
all the
around
way
there?
To 9 there, yes,
okay.
yes.
So what's that, when you call it a Next Gen weekend, it's just about this one day, or it's the entire weekend?
Well, we used to have 3 days for that, but because now we had, we just tried to revive our activity. So this time around it's a one-day event, but from next year probably it's going to be the 3 days event. Yes, because the students, their own day. We have the upcoming designers, their own day. The models, their own day. The photographer. We work actually like 360 in fashion. So we have also student photographers. We have student stylists. Weekend for the upcoming, for the next generation.
And I like the fact that you also incorporate kids, and it's not an easy one. In as much as this space has really grown. The other day I had a pretty much young girl here who's Kenyan, but equally Australian, and she was going to represent the country that is Australian, as much as she is Kenyan, somewhere in the United States, and she is doing amazing. The way, the presentation, and this I realized does not just build them, fashion-wise. It builds them, even in terms of character and all that. So the young ones, not really something that we are used to. Not all parents will be open to let go of their kids to get into this space of fashion, because there's still a lot of myths that surround this. How easy has it been? And I mean, what is this, the sustainability of the same?
Well, first and foremost is we have young parents right now. They understand. It's not like before when parents were too strict to getting to have their kids join modeling as a career. But now we have open parents. We have young parents who really understand the world of today. And it is through that parents can see, wow, my kid has passion. I mean, she has a talent to this modeling, and she's really interested into it. Why not get to have her admitted in any training school for this? And majorly, when we get these students, I mean, these kids, we build confidence in them. That's one of the best things that we do. We build confidence with them. We make them get to express themselves, get that character, build that character, and give them platform as well. Just to, like now or tomorrow, to do the fashion runway for the kids' brands. And we're trying to now bring that awareness also from the kids' edge, to bring that branding of Kenyan products being done by kids. That's what we are trying to bring, and these kids are getting to grow knowing these brands, and that's how now we come to have them embrace local brands from the young age.
Okay.
Yes.
The difficulties and challenges that come along with this, and also just getting your space in this space, because there's a lot of beauty out here, Evelyn. You will agree with me. There are a lot of tall, nice, slim, well-bodied, beautiful ladies. Sometimes, like I said, you march into this space and then you're surprised. You actually almost want to give up because you think you do not fit the bill. And there's a lot of, negativity also that has been directed towards this, space of fashion. I would hate for us to speak about it, but it's also a reality that we need to face. First of all, do you think that we are getting to a space where all this negativity is going to be ebbed away? And just how do you manage the challenges? Like you're here, you really want to be there. Sometimes I'm told, it's a lot of shenanigans that play around. Somebody would want to, perhaps extend their hand and have you, and when you say no, then you do not have a chance in this very space. How do you manage to handle these challenges? Or maybe you've been lucky, perhaps you've not gone through some.
I'll say I've been lucky, because first of all, like I said before, when you go to these auditions, you'll not only meet new faces in that audition, you will meet the
gurus, as with the big names,
gurus, the big names in the fashion industry, and you'll see a model that you've been admiring on the runway, and she's also there in the audition, and when
fighting for the same space,
fighting for the same space. And if you see such a person, if you are not strong-hearted, then you lose hope, and you'll even want to walk out, and you'll be like, I know she's going to get that space. But it's good to just give yourself that time and just go out there, audition, and you never know, like I said, what the client is looking for. So in this space, I think it's time to speak fashion more, so that all this negativity about fashion can fade away. Because still people have that mentality that fashion is for this ratchet ladies. Fashion is for, those people who don't even respect themselves. Right now we have Kenya Fashion Awards. They're incorporating kids in this fashion industry. And you see, it's really helping these kids to nurture their talent. It's also helping them to express themselves even more. And I've interacted with these kids at Kenya Fashion Awards. And I can truly say that it has really helped them grow. And you'll have a conversation with a kid and you'll be like, wow, this kid is really, this kid really knows what he or she is talking about. So it's not all about just strutting the runway. Like you see, like Atman says, you're taught about self-awareness, you're taught about etiquette, you're taught about a lot of things. Compared to these agencies where they book you, you pay an amount, and they'll maybe book a job. And you'll stay for a whole year without even booking a job. So the difference between Kenya Fashion Awards and these modeling agencies is that Kenya Fashion Awards, it's an academy. They train you from start to finish. But you see, an agency, they will just book you, and if you're lucky, you'll book a job. If you're not lucky, you'll not get a job. So there's so many challenges in this industry. A lot of ladies are going through sorry, I'm having a sore throat.
It's okay.
A lot of ladies are going through, but it's just a matter of respecting yourself. You have to be disciplined in this industry for you to be out there. Like Atman said, there's so many models from Kenya Fashion Awards who are out there doing Milan Fashion Week, you know, they're in billboards out there. So it's just a matter of discipline, and don't give up. Don't give up. Don't listen to those people who give you negative vibes.
It can be easy to give up, and Atman, we're coming to you.
Yes.
And you know, this cuts across. It's not
probably
just,
before I can just get to add on what she mentioned here. We have I want people to understand there's a difference between high fashion and pageant.
Yes.
Mostly what you find in the world of pageants, there's that abuse, there's that, because they look for beauty, and wherever they go for Miss Universe, Miss World, that's where. But high fashion, I think, just to differentiate, is about your service to client. It doesn't matter what you look. So if you're, a client wants you, what your features is what she's looking for. It doesn't matter. You definitely go for it, because I'm a designer.
Yes.
This is my outfit. I want this type of model to showcase my. So he cannot fit in that. It's only me who can fit in that. So I wanted to differentiate that between high fashion and pageant. So in pageant, in high fashion, what you train for and what you get is what different. Nobody will.
It is so definite.
It's so definite.
Yes.
Yes. So it doesn't. Make you feel like, no, I'm not going to get this. If the client says this is it, if a photographer wants to just to market his brand and he needs you, you have the quality.
Very specific.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody else will go for that. If you go for the auditions, this is what I'm looking for, that's what you'll get.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's totally different.
It's totally different, and I agree. I mean, there's a lot of high fashion here, and you know, the high teas that she used to invite me for. I never attended any, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm a bad.
You should be.
You know, it's because sometimes I feel like, you know, when you get to these pageants and this high fashion, you feel like, you know, deep down there's that inside, you know, bit of you that tells you that this is what you should have been doing. But also the fear is real. Like I told you, sometimes you look at it and then you're thinking, apana. So you don't want to go and face some of these things.
But Linda, let me tell you one thing. You know, this passion, driving, and as well, modeling does not have, especially for, we have girls who are 30 years old, and they're doing it. They're doing it.
So age also is a factor.
It's a factor.
But nowadays, at least there's flexibility.
There's flexibility even, and that's now.
Even the oldies have hosted a Mrs. Kenya.
Yes. Now we're having, it's open now. It's open. We have short models and
plus size
models.
Yes.
So it's open now. You can't say now, wow, I have the passion, but I'm short. No, we have short models because we have different types of models.
That's true.
As we train them, we have part models, whereby you can just do the necklace, you can do the hair for brands, you can do watches, you can do shoes. So we call part model. So we train you for this. If you can't fit this, you can do this. Nice. So there are different types of models. Yes, it's open.
That's amazing. Perhaps it's not too late for me. Yes. And I know time is moving very fast, but I'd love to understand the challenges on your end, because getting the discipline and all that, this is something that we have to face, especially if you're handling an academy and beautiful girls are coming here, beautiful children are coming here, different faces from different worlds. There's a lot of temptation therein. There's also that need to have lots of discipline. How do you get to handle this and all these myths, you know, just break them, these ones that have been associated with fashion?
You know, first and foremost, discipline is what we always train and teach our students, and as well the players in the industry. So we train about discipline, because when you get to mess up yourself, so these are profession, and if you don't really do it right, definitely you mess up yourself, you mess up your brand. So we talk about self-discipline, be the main thing.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so where does the activity take place this weekend?
Well, today we have the launch at Wama from 6 p.m. Linda, you're very much welcome to experience.
Thank you.
Yes, and looking today to unveil our nominees for this year. Excited, looking to meet who is in the industry, from photographer to model to say. Actually, our essence is to bring these people together so that they can work also together.
How strict are you when you're trying to get the nominees and, you know, picking the rights? Because a majority of these people are just, you know, at another level, you know, that they're good.
They are good.
And therefore, it's hard to really get to the
You know,
actual
we first of all, we have a board that goes through each one. And you see, nowadays we have social media. Everybody is online. So we go online, we get to see what you have, your creation. We visit your physical site of your setup, your shop. So all these things we culminate to now you being nominated. And as well, it's not for everyone. It's for the few who have the niche.
Yes. And I mean, now tomorrow is the actual event open for everybody?
Now tomorrow is the next gen. It's not the real main event. This is next
for
gen.
the next generation.
In this event, actually, we are looking to have the winner student design of the year.
Okay.
Upcoming design of the year.
Nice.
Upcoming model of the year. Now what I do the main gala.
How many categories for the next gen?
We have only 3 categories.
You only have 3. So it's the designer of the year.
Student of the year.
Student of the year.
I mean, design, and as well upcoming model of the year.
Upcoming,
So these are just part of it.
Yes.
These 3 winners will be awarded during the main gala, which is in November.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. We have about like 4 minutes to close this. Just how then is the Kenya fashion industry in general, Eve?
I'll say right now the Kenya fashion industry, people are really appreciating fashion, and you see there's a lot of designers who are coming on board, and people are really creative out there. You see a designer and you're like, wow, people are really borrowing something. Of course, yes, we have designers who are borrowing some designs, you know, from the Western world, and you see some other people are really, it's inborn. Their designs are coming from within. Yeah, so it has really changed from how we perceived it back then. So right now, fashion is just you. That's how I see it.
It's how you bring the best out.
It's how you just bring the best out of you. That is fashion.
All right.
I look at you, Linda, and I know you love colors. You'll put colors together, and maybe I'll go for dull outfits.
Right.
And you look good, and I'll also look good, yeah? So it's just a matter of how you feel comfortable in whatever you do.
Okay.
And people stop this perception that fashion is for the ratchet, and fashion is not something that can pay you. It really does pay.
It does well. Yeah. All right. So I'd love to know how you balance this with, you know, the aspect of TV and presentation and all that, but fashion in Kenya in general.
Well, Linda, since we initiated this, we have seen a tremendous growth, and people really appreciating local brands. It has not been easy, knowing that we've been totally brainwashed to get to embrace what is foreign. But I'm happy that Kenyans are now embracing what is Kenyan.
Oh, nice.
And with that in mind, we are looking forward to have our designers dressing us. I'm proud to say that I'm dressed by John Kaveke. And that's it.
Kaveke is a big name, has been there for quite a long time.
Yes, and that's how we are looking, getting to be dressed by our own designers locally. And I'm happy they are coming up in a bigger and better way. As well, just let me talk about the red carpet.
Yes.
This is something that actually wasn't really impressed some years back. But as our years of these activities, we have seen a tremendous improvement in red carpet, especially when it comes now to women dressing gowns and to dudes into steel and all that. So it is coming up, and in a BAM actually.
I'm tempted to ask, how do you rate us in terms of, you know, fashion in comparison to, say, the East African community? Tanzania looks like it's coming pretty fast.
Well, yes, because they are organized. We are kind of. But we are getting there. But we are leading them per se. I can say our fashion is up there,
right?
And we are leading in the East African region, because we have been looking around what is happening. We have been celebrating also people in the East African region, and we appreciate Kenyan trend is quite high, but we are slightly lower than South Africa, West Africa.
South Africa is at another
South Africa,
level.
Level.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of getting to pull up our socks and to be in that level.
Right.
Actually, the international level, that's how we are looking at it. Okay. And at Kenya Fashion Awards, we are looking to take that fashion to that level.
Thank you so much, Atman.
Sure.
I mean, how do people get to the event? I mean, do they need tickets, or just what exactly?
Yeah, for the next gen, we have tickets. It's a ticketing event. Yeah, we have as low as 1,000 for those students and those who want to come and cheer their fellow students and friends.
Yeah.
There's the models. And as we have 2,000 tickets for those who want to be just
VIP.
appreciated well.
Okay.
And as well another ticket for 4,000, inclusive dinner to enjoy.
All right.
Yeah, we are going to be hosted by Wama Africa. It's another restaurant which offers training to disabled people, actually, and that's how we came to partner with them to get to work together and get to uplift the lives of many.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'd love to know more about Warma, but then again, time as well is not on our side. It's just 1 minute. Eve, close it for us, and especially when it comes to balancing modeling, balancing fashion and other things that you do in life.
Yeah, okay. As I close, I'll say that I'm dressed by Apondi.
Apondi, yes.
Yes, on Instagram, dressed by Apondi. So with fashion, all you have to do is just appreciate. If I got your question kindly, dressed by Apondi may.
Imechukua kila kitu. No, it happens. Yes, it happens when, but you're looking good all the same. So it is, as just getting to create that balance. You are a presenter, but at the same time, you are into this. You are a mother and all that. Creating that balance can really be demanding.
Yes. First of all, being a mom now, before when I was doing the modeling 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and now 2018 when I got my babies, I had to take a break. Yeah. So I'm back in 2022. So you see, when I got my babies, of course, definitely my body changed. I was a very petite model. Atman can attest, you can attest. But after my babies, I have to breastfeed, and a lot happened. Yeah, so I'm still
trying to find your way.
Yeah,
so the balance can really be
trying to find that body. Yeah. If it comes well and good, if it doesn't,
you are looking good. I'm surprised, by the way. It's been a minute, and I'm thinking, hiya, if the model is back, back. I agree. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but mwili kikata tunafanya.
Mwili haitakata. Trust me. Looking at you then when the babies came and now, mwili haiwezi kata. Thank you so much. How do they get the tickets? You did not tell us.
Well, we have
get to the event.
Get the event, get a ticket. Also, we are on our social platforms. We have a till number there. You can just get to put your ticket there, buy your ticket there, and we are ready to give you a nice show.
My people, thank you so much for visiting us, and keep up the good work of making the best of the fashion industry. Atman Ng'ao, Kenya Fashion Awards director, as well as Apondi Eve, who is a TV presenter and equally a model. Fashion is going to levels where we even want to see it in our houses. You get into your home and you really want to see that aspect of fashion, and therefore it is big and it's for everybody. We close it, not in totality. You know that we have Wasani on board, and therefore we'll be looping them in a bit, and as well, Fredia is still on standby. I see lots of you people